You are a bold and courageous person, afraid of nothing.
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, so you guys have returned. Well, I can't tell you how honored I am that you've accepted yet again another invitation. For those of you who know me, I do have a very high fascination with vampires, the occult, and other mysteries of the dark. After all, I myself am a creature of the night, and that is my natural habitat. But you know, I started thinking, there's a lot of cannibals out there who like the taste of meat, and yet they're still terrified of getting that bite on the neck. Well, for you cannibals out there, we have a very special treat in store. See, this time around, we are going to make the Anti-Vampire Burger Bite. What is the Anti-Vampire Burger Bite? You'll have to stick around just to find out for sure. But you won't be alone in this journey. Allow me, your host, Vincent Victorian, to guide you through the murderous, the mysteries, and the darkness that dwells.
There is no place to hide. He will always find you.
What's this?
It's a Celtic word. It means the Lord of the Dead.
I watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient, waiting for some secret, silent alarm to trigger him off. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
I shot him 6 times! I shot him in the heart! Don't mind it! He's not human!
Atari 2600.
Now with its new exciting games at a new low price.
Well, I decided that before we get into the cooking, there were a few things I wanted to tell you about this evening's feature. This is actually from July 10th, 1991. It's from Season 3 of Tales from the Crypt. Now, I tried to look up some info and some stuff on the comic and whatnot. The truth is, I haven't read this comic since I was in junior high school, so I don't really remember it. but I do remember the episode. What I remember most about this episode is that it stars Malcolm McDowell. Most of you cats would probably remember him best from Star Trek Generations, or he plays Dr. Loomis in Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know him best for his role in A Clockwork Orange. Excellent movie. He's been in so many. But he stars as our reluctant vampire. It also stars as Sally, Sandra Dickinson. Can't believe I just stuttered that, considering Charles Dickinson is one of my favorite authors. But what I think is funny is this young lady here actually had a starring role in 1989's Supergirl. So I thought that was kind of cool. And Life with George from 1989. These two will carry our story. But I guess we can't leave out the villain. After all, you can't have a good episode or a good tale without a good villain. Well, George Wendt, who most of you probably know as Norm from Cheers. He also starred a psychopathic madman who killed people, cleaned their bones, and turned them into his family members on an episode, Season 2, Episode 2 of Masters of Horror. He's been in so many things. You really cannot cut aside and just say 1, 2, 3. We would be here all night going into the amount of work that this man has done. But one thing is, when you look at him, try to put aside Norm from Cheers and understand that this is one son of a bitch that anybody would love to see gotten rid of. So from this point forward, I welcome you to Killer Kitchen, and, well, without further ado, this is the Crypt Keeper to introduce tonight's story the proper way. We'll see you in front of the fires.
I want to suck your blood. That's not right. I want to suck your blood. No, that's not it. I want to suck... Oh, hello, kiddies. You caught me in the middle of my homework. Your old pal, the Crypt Keeper's a real believer in continuing deducation. Which brings us to tonight's murderous morsel. It's a juicy little tale about a real bloodsucker who never learned to go for the jugular. I call this plasma play The Reluctant Vampire.
It's 1987. Do you know where Freddy is? There's no waking up from this nightmare. No! A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warrior.
Starts Friday, February 27th at a theater near you. Consult local listing.
Nobody has a taste like Friskies. Nobody has a flavor like Friskies. Nobody brings out the Frisky in your cat like the double-coated flavor of Friskies. Nobody, just Frisky.
Play the game Monopoly at McDonald's.
Hey, I don't have time to play games.
Too bad, Tony, because with over $40 million in cash and prizes, you might have won $1 million. Or a new Lincoln Town Car, or a $250,000 dream home, or a DLT, or Coca-Cola.
Hold it. Count me in and watch me win.
Play Monopoly. Do not pass go. Go directly to McDonald's. Win instantly or collect the right game pieces.
Monopoly, my favorite game.
Recently, there's been an unusual demand for butlers in California.
It's all due to this little card, Henley. It's beyond my comprehension.
Yes, Lotto. It's quite simple, actually. One merely selects 6 numbers and then ticks them off.
And for that, you can get millions?
They broadcast the winning numbers each Saturday on the telly.
Look, Henley!
Henley!
California!
Oh, millionaire. Lotto. You're only 6 numbers away from millions.
Oh, how I hate Mondays. Leopold? Come on, Leopold. Leopold?
Now, while most of us make a point of not looking for trouble, my next guest has made a career of it. He has a job that's definitely not for the squeamish. For the past 50 years, Rupert von Helsing has been hunting vampires. Hunting vampires? Mr. Van Helsing, is that for real?
Of course it's for real, Miss Jones. I assure you, vampires are quite real.
And they really turn into bats and fly around?
No, that's just in the movies. But they must drink blood to stay alive. And it must be human blood. It is for them an addiction for which they have to kill nightly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm wearing an extra scarf to bed tonight.
Hilarious. Come on, Leopold. Come on. We've got to go to work. Come on.
I don't want excuses. I want answers. Our blood supply is at a record low. We are tottering on the brink of bankruptcy, and all you can say is there are irregularities in the bookkeeping.
We've been meeting all our donation quotas, Mr. Crosswhite.
What's happening, Sally? Blood evaporating, huh? I want to know why there never seems to be as much blood available as we're taking in.
I don't know why.
You better find out why, sweetheart, or your little butt's going to be out on the sidewalk.
Oh, no. Mr. Crosswhite, I need this job.
Honey, you're dead weight on a sinking ship.
Please, Mr. Crosswhite, I'll get to the bottom of it.
Well, it's interesting that you put it that way, Sally, because I'd like to keep you on here. See, I like you, Sally, a lot. And perhaps we could get to the bottom of that,
Mr. Crosswhite.
Leave her alone. Sir?
Nice try, hero. But before you go sticking your nose in anywhere, remember, you're just a night watchman. And if you want to stay night watchman... Yes, sir. Think about what I said, sweetheart. It's an awfully cruel world out there in the unemployment line. Maybe you both better think about it.
Well, I'll be going now.
Oh, yes,
by then. And don't worry, I'm sure everything will turn out just fine.
Thanks for standing up for me today, Mr. Longtooth.
It was nothing.
No, I mean it. It was a brave thing to do.
Nobody's ever called me that before.
What?
Brave. When my family used to go out hunting, I used to stay in the house. I couldn't kill anyone. Anything, because...
Oh, that doesn't mean you're a coward. You're sensitive, that's all.
I am?
Yeah. And I think sensitive is sexy.
You do? Well, Sally, I've got to go now because I'm supposed to be watching things.
Would you like some company for a while? Is everything all right?
Yes. Just got a little toothache.
Well, guess I better let you go. Good night, Mr. Longtooth.
Good night.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Over the lips, over the pangs. Say goodbye to hunger pangs. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, yes. Ah, Leopold, my dear friend of Hugo. Yes. Oh, good. Yes. A little A-B or a little type O. Twist of lime, away we go. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Oh, nectar of the gods. Oh, here's blood in your eye, Leopold. I think we'd better go and alter that record, folks, don't you?
We'll return after these messages.
Market's been hot.
Maybe making money, losing money.
A lot of stress. It's a little gamey in there.
It's very hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in town to trade their deodorant for new Degree deodorant.
It's new. Body heat activated. I'll give it a shot.
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection when you need it most.
Degree was much better than my speed stick. It does work.
Absolutely. Better than many trades I've made.
Switch to the stick that's body heat activated.
I'm not going back.
Definitely improve the pits. It's sold.
New Degree deodorant for a higher degree of protection.
Summer's just about here, but don't panic. If you get on the Ultra Slim Fast plan today, you could lose 10 pounds in a month. The plan's easy. The calories have been counted, the fat grams have been computed. You don't even have to think about nutrition. It's all in there. A shake for breakfast, one for lunch, a sensible dinner, even candy bars as snacks. So start today. By the time the weather heats up, you could look really hot. Ultra Slim Fast. Come on, start today. You could lose 10 pounds in a month.
I am a serious allergy sufferer. So why am I not sneezing? Why am I not congested? Why am I not suffering? Because there's Tavis D. For the next 12 hours, I am allergy-proof.
That's exactly what you'll be with Tavis D, the prescription-strength antihistamine decongestant that's now available without a prescription.
Feel allergy-proof for 12 straight hours. No matter what the threat.
Tavis D, and for an antihistamine only, Tavis 1.
Allergy-proof.
It's not right to play the trumpet in the fishbowl. Billy, it's not nice to put Mr. Frog on Sarah's head. That's enough! Oh, Billy, please don't play with the paint jar.
Sometimes you just need a Milky Way dark with wholesome milk, creamy caramel, and luscious dark chocolate. Nothing smooths your way so deliciously from one part of life to the next.
Tommy, I don't think so.
Day after day, nothing smooths your way like a Milky Way.
With millions of Americans still enjoying the convenience of their local True Value, it's clear a lot of folks can't be bothered traveling to one of those out-of-the-way hardware warehouses. It's True Value's spring sale. Get a Lufkin power tape for just $6.97 and a Rubbermaid trash can for only $7.77.
Price check, aisle 300, please.
True Value. Help is just around the corner.
Is cocaine crackers crack cocaine?
You were going to talk to her?
You were going to talk to her.
I think it's time that we had a little talk. We'll talk about it later.
If you need help talking to your kids about drugs, call for this free book.
It's an all-new look at the greatest events in television history, from once-in-a-lifetime pairings.
Man, that's pretty.
Like Elvis and Frank to TV's most popular series, a galaxy of today's biggest stars host the 40th anniversary of ABC. Saturday, May 21st, ABC.
Well, I told you I'd see you in the fires. And here we are. Now, this is how we make the anti-vampire burger bite. Step one, you have to have the right seasonings. So we're gonna start with some onion powder. Just a little sprinkle across the top. Then, the most important piece, you're gonna need some garlic. Now on top of that garlic, we're gonna add some of our Killer Kitchen special seasoning. Now this is where it gets intricate, because you don't want to use a lot, especially with this mix. We're gonna start by putting a little in your hand, just like something like that. Just drizzling across, nice and even. And finally, we're gonna take some ground thyme and just sprinkle it across. And you know, speaking of thyme, I'd say that we have about that long until we get back.
Goddamn son of a... He's taking it home with him. I should go round to his house and rip his goddamn throat out. I've got to do something to solve this problem, even if I hate myself in the morning.
Wish you would wait until the morning, Cuddles. I mean, it's not safe here. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. You were shaking all over the sweetheart. Yes, you darling. You look just darling. If you could just piddle and get it over with, and we'll go home. All right?
I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Okay, Granny. Hand over your purse. I said, hand over.
Oh, the body isn't safe to walk the streets anymore.
Who the hell are you? Hello. Have you ever had any blood-borne diseases? Are you currently taking any drugs or any other medication? Have you had dental surgery in the last 72 hours? Have you? No! Oh, God, that is music to my ears!
Come on, my little beauty. This is good. This is very good.
win some, you lose some. Thanks for your business. Sally, hello. How are you? You're early. It's not even light outside yet.
I was worried about the blood.
Oh. Well, that's nothing to worry about. I'm sure there's more than enough for everyone.
Mr. Longtooth. Is there something wrong with me?
What do you mean?
Do you think I'm unattractive?
Oh, no, not at all. Quite the contrary. I think you're very beautiful.
Then, is there something wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Don't you know? Oh.
Sonny, I have to. I have to go. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is a weird one, all right. What kind of a sicko would drain all the blood out of some nickel and dime? How come I got nothing to go on here? I got no fingerprints. I got no murder weapon. The only eyewitness to the whole thing is some little old lady who says she kicked him in the balls.
Perhaps I can help you.
Who the hell are you?
Rupert von Helsing.
What do you want, Rupert?
I want to help you, Lieutenant. Though at first you're not going to believe anything I tell you. You're going to think I'm strange, bizarre. But in 3 to 4 days, when the city is awash in blood, you're going to beg me for my help.
Well, so far you're right on the money, Rupert. You are strange. And I don't believe you, but thank you anyway. Bye.
Any similarities?
Wait a minute now. You're the guy on the radio, right? The Dracula chaser?
Lieutenant, I assure you I can prove everything I'm telling you.
Well, how are you going to do that, Rupert?
Perhaps if I might see the body.
Just as I thought. A puncture mark directly above the jugular.
Yeah, but there's only one of them there, Rupert. Shouldn't there be two?
Perhaps one of his teeth is decayed.
Oh, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Now, let me ask you something else. This guy was empty. Not a drop of blood in him. Now, that's 9 whole pints. How do you explain that? Do vampires usually drink that much?
Perhaps if they're quite large.
Aha! So, we're looking for a 300-pound refugee from Castle Dracula with bad teeth and a taste for muggers. Is that it?
That's what we're looking for, Lieutenant.
Good. Okay, you let me know when you find it, Sherlock. And meantime, I'm due back in the 20th century.
I'm afraid I have some bad news. Due to the problems we've been having in maintaining our blood supply, I've decided to scale back. Now, what this means is most of you will no longer be with us at the end of the month. Sorry, I know how you all must feel, but for us to continue current operations, there would have to be a stunning improvement in our business. I'm talking at least twice our current daily intake. Good night, everyone. We'll See you all in the morning.
Mr. Crosswhite,
Yes, Sally.
please, Mr. Crosswhite, don't do this to us. We need our jobs.
You do? Sally, I don't know about the others, but perhaps you and I could come to some sort of arrangement. No? Sally? What are you staring at? Thought much about your job prospects lately?
My whole life, Leo, has been killing.
If you don't want your car or truck to be stolen, do what over 220,000 police officers from across the country suggest. Use the club. I'm Officer Jack Cleric, here to inform you about the device the National Fraternal Order of Police recommends you use to protect your vehicle against theft, the club. The club is an easy-to-use, tough-to-defeat, guaranteed anti-theft device used to protect your car or truck. The club attaches easily to the steering wheel and prevents your vehicle from being stolen.
Equally effective in preventing theft, the club is now available in 4 bright designer colors, each backed by the maker's $500 guarantee. I'm Officer Lisa Hale, asking you to select the original club or the new designer club to make sure the anti-theft device you buy says the club on the handle.
When it comes to quality, guaranteed anti-theft protection for your car or truck, there's only one name you need to know, the club. Avoid cheap imitations. Ask for the club by name.
The Club, now available at most stores where auto supplies are sold.
Fantasy beyond your wildest dreams. Fantasy 1-900-660-4000. Fantasy adults only. Fantasy $5 per minute. Fantasy 24 hours a day.
A terrorist controls the most dangerous weapons known to man.
Bang, you're dead.
Wake up the president. But there's one weapon he doesn't control. Steven Seagal.
Are you some special forces guy or something?
I'm just a cook. Tommy Lee Jones.
This is not the work of a cook. Happy trails.
I'll see you in hell, son boy!
Under Siege, rated R. Starts Friday, October 9th at a theater near you.
The best part of a fantasy is someone special to share it with. Don't you agree? Well, now you can find that special someone with just one simple call to 1-900-786-5400, and it's only $1.95 per minute for adults 18 and over. Enjoy the fun of meeting someone new. Call 1-900-786-5400. Dreams can come true. The right woman can make all the difference. Call now. Some girls just love to have fun on the phone. That's where we like to share most of our secrets. You can listen in on us or join the conversation. It's up to you. Call 1-900-884-9999. Just $4.95 per minute for adults 18 and over. Find out how much fun you can have with the right woman. All you have to do is call 1-900-884-9999. Call now.
Now, here's what we're gonna do. We've got some bread here. Now, the reason we're not using buns is, quite frankly, unless you want to go out and buy little mini buns, which you can do, but I don't see the point in paying extra money for something I can do right here. Because what I can do is, the scraps from what we're gonna show you can get put aside, dried out, and now you got a homemade stuffing the next morning. Ready to go, you get your ass up, have a cup of coffee, and you start going. I've shown you guys how to do that, and I'll probably show you again, because I've actually perfected my recipe a little bit since then. What we're going to do is we're going to take this bread, and we're going to dial this all the way down. We're going to probably keep it just maybe right above 1. Like a half a fucking, not even a half, a quarter of a quarter turn above 1. Keep it as light as possible. And what you're looking for, not exactly toast. You just want a firm, warm bread. Almost stale, but like, that's why I guess it says toast. But you don't want it toasted. You don't want it burnt. You don't want it brown. You just want to be able to work with it. Because working with raw bread is next to impossible. And the shit falls apart. Especially this cheap shit. So we're going to lightly toast it. And then when I get all this together and we finish our burgers, well, we'll finish up from there. Apparently she has a lot to say on the subject. Oh, that's right. She's trying to remind me. The man playing Van Helsing. All of you know him, but you just can't place it sometimes. He's one of those faces. Everybody knows him, but sometimes they can't figure out how or why. He had a starring role as Pluto in The Hills Have Eyes, returned to that role in 1984 for The Hills Have Eyes 2. He was in Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects. He was the big dude hanging out with the guy from Dawn of the Dead, the original, Dawn of the Dead, the original, 1978. He had a cameo in Weird Science as a crazy biker dude in 1985. Very, very talented actor, and as scary as he might look to some of you younger kids, if you're watching, and probably shouldn't be, he's a scary dude on the outside, and perfect for the roles that he plays, but in all honesty, he's one of the nicest guys you would have ever met. Unfortunately, he did pass away recently, but definitely he was absolutely one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. So, wanted to throw that one out there, because, I mean, we introduced our star, our co-star, our villain. I had to wait for the time to be right to introduce you to Michael Berryman, a.k.a. Van Helsing.
Hundreds of years of sucking blood. Until, of course, I got a job in this marvelous place. I know, Leo, I know. I am what I am. I just don't want to go back to the stalking life. I don't want to end up sucking on the streets again. Maybe I could go out tonight. Just one more little kill? Come on, Leo, we're not talking orphans and nuns here. We're talking about the dregs of society. I could really make a difference in this town. I could save the blood bank and take a bite out of crime. Sweet and pure, just like nature intended.
This is unbelievable. 500 pints in 2 days. We are back in business.
This is a bill of lading from an international transport company.
I've been up all night. 14 straight hours on this goddamn murder spree. Now, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna have a little breakfast.
Read it.
Loam. Extra thick. 100 cubic feet. Carpathian Landfill Company.
Carpathia is in Transylvania, Lieutenant. Transylvanian soil is essential to the survival of a vampire. It also says in this bill of lading that it was delivered to an address in this city, mere blocks away from the sites of your most recent homicides.
Oh.
Care to go for a drive?
Hello?
Imagine a vampire right under our noses.
Who is it?
Those baffling shortages. The crossouts in the record books. How long did you expect to get away with it?
How did you get in here?
You know, you've got some lovely antiques in here, Longtooth. Right down to the locks on the doors.
Sir, I put back all the blood. In fact, I put back more than I took.
Yeah, I know. A lot more. Your freelance neck-nipping paid off in spades. We were never in danger of going bankrupt. That was just a ruse. I wanted to see just how productive you could be if you had to, and you did not disappoint me. I've got plans for you, Longtooth. Big plans.
Bullets are no good against me. Foolish mortal.
Stopped by the old church yesterday. Managed to fill up a couple of squirt guns with holy water. Stings like a bitch, doesn't it?
Oh, what do you want, please? What do you want?
To provide life-giving blood to those who need it most. For a fee, of course. You're gonna pump that old plasma like a gusher full of Texas crude, aren't you, Longtooth?
I'm running out of criminals. I think they must be hiding inside.
Lower your standards. I'll take somebody who's rude or cheats on their taxes.
What do you want me to do? You pick people at random?
Works for me. As far as I'm concerned, the blood's already ours. They're just keeping it warm for us.
I won't do it. I won't kill again.
Then I'll tell the whole world about your little hobby. How long you figure before someone strolls in here while you're dozing the day away and prods your ticker with a grape stake? Time's up, Lugosi. What do you say?
I'll do it.
No, you won't.
Sally, what on earth are you doing here?
When Mr. Crosswhite followed you, I followed him. I was afraid for you.
Then you know that I'm a vampire.
Of course. I've known for years. It makes you kind of sexy.
Really?
Very touching, but very pointless, since Sally and I are gonna have a scorching love affair. Unless you want Fangs here to get his ribcage pierced.
Please, Mr. Crosswhite.
Think of it as a career move, Sally. I'll even throw in that little raise you always wanted.
Okay. But promise you won't hurt Mr. Longtooth.
Right. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure. How about you, Count? Do you want to survive the weekend?
Whatever you say.
Smart move. Now go snore in your coffin. Where is your coffin, anyway? I thought you needed one of those to go Betty by.
Would you like me to show you?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I would.
Sucker. Speaking of which...
Are you going to...
Oh, yes. Yes. It's happy hour.
There's somebody coming downstairs. We must get rid of him. Open the coffin.
Here we are, still toasting bread. And you only have a 2-slice toaster And my household really didn't need more than that before. This can get monotonous. Let's make it a game. See how many you can get done in like 5 minutes. At least when you're stoned, it's kind of fun. I don't know, trying it sober. And speaking of sober, how much has this guy had to drink going into a vampire's house and threatening him and trying to blackmail him? And you think that this is going to work? That would be like Beastman getting pictures of Evelyn blowing Skeletor and trying to blackmail him. Ain't gonna work, pal. I mean, and let's really be honest here. Let's be truthful here. Okay? That vampire is doing the world a favor. He is ridding the streets of the scum that has been destroying this nation since 1876. And for a guy who doesn't want to kill, you do what you gotta do. At least he's ridding the streets of the evil and leaving the good people alone. And you can't fault him for that. But I will fault this because I gotta show you, right here. This is what I was trying to avoid, and I wanted to show you. That brown in here, that you want to get it just before that. Now I could still work with this, but I currently have my toaster up just too high. I locked by a half a notch, so I'm going to crank it down and hit it again. In the meantime, it's nice to see a piece of shit gets what he's got coming. Off and dropped on your head. As far as you guys and me, I can't wait to see how this one ends. Okay, let's be honest. I know how it ends, but I still can't wait to see it again. It's fucking, this is cool as hell. You don't want to miss this. Stick around for it. You don't want to miss it. It's coming up right now.
We'll return after these messages.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. The mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him Jaws. Revenge.
Now you're playing with power.
If you don't want your car or truck to be stolen, do what over 220,000 police officers from across the country suggest. Use the club. I'm Officer Jack Cleric, here to inform you about the device the National Fraternal Order of Police recommends you use to protect your vehicle against theft, the club. The club is an easy-to-use, tough-to-defeat, guaranteed anti-theft device used to protect your car or truck. The club attaches easily to the steering wheel and prevents your vehicle from being stolen.
Equally effective in preventing theft, the club is now available in 4 bright designer colors, each backed by the maker's $500 guarantee. I'm Officer Lisa Hale, asking you to select the original club or the new designer club to make sure the anti-theft device you buy says the club on the handle.
When it comes to quality, guaranteed anti-theft protection for your car or truck, there's only one name you need to know, the club. Avoid cheap imitations. Ask for the club by name.
The Club, now available at most stores where auto supplies are sold.
Fantasy beyond your wildest dreams. Fantasy 1-900-660-4000. Fantasy adults only. Fantasy $5 per minute. Fantasy 24 hours a day. Fantasy.
A terrorist controls the
most dangerous weapons known to man.
Bang, you're dead.
Wake up the president. But there's one weapon he doesn't control. Steven Seagal.
Are you some special forces guy or something?
I'm just a cook. Tommy Lee Jones.
This is not the work of a cook. Happy trails.
I'll see you in hell, son of boy!
Under Siege, rated R. Starts Friday, October 9th at a theater near you.
The best part of a fantasy is someone special to share it with. Don't you agree? Well, now you can find that special someone with just one simple call to 1-900-786-5400, and it's only $1.95 per minute for adults 18 and over. Enjoy the fun of meeting someone new. Call 1-900-786-5400. Dreams can come true. The right woman can make all the difference. Call now. Some girls just love to have fun on the phone. That's where we like to share most of our secrets. You can listen in on us or join the conversation. It's up to you. Call 1-900-884-9999. Just $4.95 per minute for adults 18 and over. Find out how much fun you can have with the right woman. All you have to do is call 1-900-884-9999. Call now.
You're strong.
Sally, quick, hide!
Holy shit, look at this place. I know where your blood-sucking demon is, Lieutenant. You see, Lieutenant, I know my enemy. I know his tricks. I know his methods. There's your vampire.
What are you doing? Where am I? Wait a minute! This man's alive! What the hell did you do?
It had to be done, Lieutenant. It had to be done.
I didn't see it.
It's so horrible
Yes.
and so exciting. Can I ask you a favor, Mr. Longtooth?
Please, call me Donald.
Donald, would you consider... What I mean is... Could you... I've always wanted to be a creature of the darkness.
You have.
Sally and Donald forever.
Oh, Sal. Have you had dental surgery in the last 72 hours?
This is so sexy.
There is no place to hide. He will always find you.
What's this? It's a Celtic word. It means the Lord of the Dead.
watched him for 15 years, sitting in a room, staring at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking at this night, inhumanly patient, waiting for some secret, silent alarm to trigger him off. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. The man, he's not human.
Atari 2600.
Now with its new exciting games at a new low price.
It's good to see two lovers so batty about each other. Now that's a relationship they can sink their teeth into. As for me, I've got to get back to work. Exams, you know. I hear the finals are a real pain in the neck. Not that I'm worried or anything. So far, all my marks have been perfect.
Now this one we made a little bit larger so you can get a better idea. Now, as I slide the camera over to our wonderful camera woman, Pam, I'm going to show you guys how to do smaller versions of this. Again, we made that one a little extra big so that you can get the full idea. First, we're going to start cutting off the crust. And this piece of bread's a piece of shit. That's okay. We're going to want that. Now, make sure you got a good sharp knife and just cut around the edges, just like that. And if we had a better piece of bread, this would have worked a lot better. But we still might be able to make it work yet. We're going to cut that down into fourths. And here's where it starts to get tricky, especially when you got squeeze bottles. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of mustard and give a tiny squeeze on each one. Okay, I said tiny. That's okay. That just saved me having to do another extra one. There we go. Now, just like that. And you got your mustard, that's your first layer. Now, you're going to take a piece of bacon, which I've already pre-chopped, and you can see that we've got that cornered out and taken out into fourths, or whatever the hell. And each piece of bread gets a piece of bacon. Now, catsup. Tiny dab on each. That's about it. You don't need much. Now we're going to take our burger. Measure it out. And we're going to cut that down, just like that. Almost forgot the most important part. We're going to take our pickle and we're going to cut that pickle in half. Now, these are the pickle sizes we're working with here. cut it in half, and it should fit perfectly right on board your vampire bite. And obviously I made a lot of these, and it's going to take me about an hour to cut these all down and put them all together and make sure that they're ready and hot to eat. So, with that concludes our Halloween afternoon. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. For those of you out there who know Killer Kitchen and are expecting all the darkness and evil, well, it's 6 o'clock. I hope you're ready. Check out our next premiere. Should be coming on right about now. Check out for that ding.